Hi everyone, this is Anissa Coy here with the Radiant Enchantress Initiative and Tropical Earth Retreats. And I have the beautiful and amazing Susan with me today. We're going to chat a little bit about retreats, kind of women in general, and in particular the Costa Rican retreat that Jane and I are doing in October, this October. And just kind of have a little bit of conversation that I thought you would find valuable about what to expect, that sort of thing, and maybe some goals that you may have set for something like this. And Susan is just a beautiful woman. I've known Susan, I think we've known each other about 12 years now. And she is in the United States and wife and mother, and is a business owner, actually with her husband. And so Susan has been gracious enough to give us some few minutes of her time today to chat with us and share some great wisdom. And so thank you very, very much, Susan, my dears, for agreeing to be on the phone with me today.
No problem. Love it.
So what I wanted to do was just ask you a couple of questions. And one of the things is, I know that you had expressed really wanting to come to the retreat in Costa Rica. However, you do have a beautiful cruise planned at that same time. So that schedule wasn't working. So you're not going to be able to make this trip with us. But I know that you had really expressed some interest about wanting to come to the retreat. And I thought it would be some value to the ladies watching this or listening to this, that as to why why was it that, what moved you, and what was the reason that you were inspired or intrigued enough that you wanted to come on the Costa Rican retreat? Like, talk a little bit about that maybe.
Sure. Well, first of all, I love you and Jane big time. We've known each other through other business dealings, and we don't see each other like we used to. So I thought first, honestly, it would be great to see you too. Second of all, I just think it would be great to, for somebody to go on a retreat like this. They really are looking to, re-energize themselves, be around some positive people. Step away from their lives, because we're all in the grind every day, no matter what you do in life. And I think, Costa Rica, I personally have never been there, would be fabulous just because you're in nature. You got trees, you got birds, waterfalls, different culture, so you can learn, about other people. That's always fun. And I just think it would be like a real energizing experience to do something like that and charge it up and come back and be more strong in your life when you get done with the retreat.
Now, Susan, have you ever done a retreat before?
No.
Okay.
I've never done a retreat. I mean, you hear about retreats and I'm like, kind of this shroud of mystery, like, what do people do at these retreats? Do they, do they watch movies? Is that, I was a campfire girl when I was a little girl. And, I was really geeked all the time. We're going to camp, you'd go to camp for the weekend, or in the summer we'd do like a week-long camp or something. And I always liked going, because one, you got out of the city. It was an area north of my house, and which lots of trees, and I don't know, it was just this woodsy, you're with a bunch of girls and you're kind of just being silly in the woods, and there was campfires and s'mores and swimming in the lake and doing the boats and horses, and and you were just kind of like out there. I don't know, it was just, you had a schedule but you didn't have a schedule. But it was always just, you were outside and you were doing stuff that you don't normally do at home. I mean, to me, it's just a change of scenery and different people. And they obviously wanted to be there, so they're all like me. So it's fun to be around people like yourself.
Right. And that you said something kind of cool there when you were talking about the just getting away from daily life, which is, as I know you've done quite a few things in the past, because we've done some of them together, but getting away from your daily life and being able to just stop and actually take the time to work on your life, if you will, or giving yourself a chance to breathe and get out of the middle of everything is extremely powerful. And it's very battery charging and energizing, like you said. And you're right. It is a lot like, summer camp, I guess, in a sense. Like, you come home feeling refreshed and feeling charged up. And I think something that is kind of big there, which I know you and I were talking about earlier, is the fact that you'll be around like-minded women who want to do inner work, if you will, be around nature, get some more peace in their life. We're doing yoga every day, like a connection, right? Don't you think that that's something that's pretty powerful on a retreat, is that kind of connection with the like-minded women to lift you up kind of thing?
No, definitely. Because, I personally, I don't get that every day. I mean, I have friends around here, but, face it, we're all working every day. We have kids. I mean, you got the occasional Facebook post, you got the occasional, I'll send you a Christmas card, or, it's just that you just really don't see. You see, I mean, I see my staff every day. I see a lot of my clients every day, but I'm really not getting energy from them. They're more getting it off of me because, they're looking at my husband and I is like, oh, you're the beacon of light, and, you're our, leaders, and you constantly got to be on. Even if you're having a bad day, they're looking to you for guidance. They're looking to you for excitement, because you want them to be excited, because then, the company runs better. And it's like sometimes you just want to go home and, plug yourself into a wall and recharge, because it takes a lot of energy on a daily basis just to, get through an 8-10 hour day. And, so, we needed that positive reinforcement and just getting around other people. And we really enjoyed it. And so I think something like this would do a lot of ladies a lot of good, because ladies, we do a lot. So, and then we don't have a lot of our us time. So
right.
I think 5 days out of 365 days out of the year isn't too much to ask to go somewhere and just get your maybe a little peace of mind and just, meet some new people and re-energize. And so,
I was talking to one of the other ladies the other day that's coming on the retreat with us. And we were talking about that analogy, which both her and I, it's our favorite analogy. When you're on an airplane and they talk to you about, when oxygen masks drop down, they tell you put yours on first, then put that on your child. Well, as women, in whether it's society, just the way we've been, and maybe we're a little hardwired that way too. I'm not sure about how I feel about that, but society definitely says we put the oxygen mask on everyone else first, right? We nurture and care, and we are the nurturers, and we love, and so we do that. We take care of others. Well, if we don't ever put our oxygen mask on, we're not going to be able to. Our tank will be empty, and we won't be able to help anyone else. So you're right in that, especially, in your business, Susan, you are that light, you are the strength for others. And so when you're able to get away and come to a retreat like this, it's one of the big things that we're going to be doing is not only connecting with nature, but connecting with ourselves and connecting with our like-minded tribe, if you will, of women who, that one of the retreats that I went to a few years back, I still to this day have very close, loving relationships with several of those women. There was 8 of us that spent 3 days in a cabin in Vermont. And it was some of the most transformational stuff that I've ever done. And the connection that we made, all of us, and I didn't know what to expect either. There was the first retreat, Susan, I'd ever been on. I had no idea. Did we all, was it like camp where we all sat around the campfire every night crying and singing Kumbaya? Like, I had no idea. Right. But it was really, right. But it was really a deep connection. Right. Yeah. And I think that was probably the most powerful thing. And now, I have several women, literally, I can pick up the phone and call them from that retreat. And I know they'd be there for me in whether it's a happy moment or a dark hour or whatever that is, but to just know that I have that connection with them, and they're just loving and supporting ladies, that's huge. And so that's one of the things that we are focusing on while we are connecting back in with ourselves, kind of checking our own pulse, if you will, and connecting with nature. That's what the vision walks and the forest bathing are going to be about. So we're just super excited with that. But I wanted to ask you one more thing, Susan, just out of curiosity, like, let's say you were going on a retreat, and you were like, okay, if I could take away one, maybe two things, what would an expectation or a want be for you that you would want to be able to take away from a retreat like the one we're doing in Costa Rica? Just a thought or two.
Wow. Oh, so many things probably. Just maybe, I mean, peace of mind that, I know I'm an okay person, but sometimes you just need to hear other people tell you you're okay. So, and just maybe a little more calmness. I mean, we're so busy all the time, and honestly, it's hard to keep up sometimes. And like you said, it's just reconnecting, being out in the woods. Maybe I used to love it, and I honestly hadn't really thought about it much until I started talking about it. It's like, wow, the woods and the squirrels and the birds, and I don't know. I think it would just be real nice because a lot of us don't spend time in the woods. And I think there's a sense of calm there, and gives you a little more perspective. Like, there's more to life than just work.
Right.
So I think seeing that kind of stuff it straightens you out a little bit. Like, the whole world, honestly, I mean, it's greater than you, and you can't control everything. And when you're out in nature and you're just seeing all that, it kind of makes you feel a little more small, I guess. And maybe you're not, so like that you have to control everything, and maybe just let it go a little bit, and it's all going to work out because, this whole, that whole, rainforest down there exists every day, and you and I have nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? And so maybe in life, like, if you think of, well, what if I stepped away and would the world fall apart? Yeah, the world wouldn't fall apart. It'd be kind of rough at first, but I don't know. I think it would just give you a little more peace of mind that, you can do what you do and everything's going to work out. It might be a little rough, but in the long run, it's all going to work out because you're a good person, and ultimately it will happen. So maybe I'm trying to look for that. Just, I don't know if that's something to take away, and meet other people. I mean, it'd be nice to have some other connections all over the world, because you're saying, people from out of the country are coming. I always love to meet people from other countries because everybody's so cool. We do a lot of cruises, and I'm telling you, I meet people from Australia, England, India, Canada. I mean, it's just crazy the people you meet. And honestly, we're all just the same, and just coming together for a few days and, different, perspectives on what we've been through in life. Some people, are super healthy. Some people battle cancer and survive. So, I mean, it's just crazy what happens. And I don't know, I think it'd just be cool to, meet other people, get some perspective, and, try to just get a sense of calm, I guess, so I can come home and be more calm.
Oh, well,
I guess that's it for now. Yeah.
That's a huge, absolutely. That's awesome, Susan. A couple of the things that I think are so cool about, Jane and I worked for quite a while putting together the retreat and just making sure that we had things just right for being able to do just that, to bring the connection, to get everyone back in tune and in touch with nature, and to be able to give and provide peace on this retreat. That's really, you hit literally on like the three cornerstones of the retreat. And what's really cool that one of the things that Jane and I loved about Costa Rica is where we're staying. We're actually doing vision walks where we will literally be walking for up to 2 hours silent. We won't do any speaking in the rainforest. And then we're going to be actually doing that on the beautiful white sandy beaches that are there. So it's so cool to think that we're going to be like in both, because they both have I agree with you. When I am in nature, or, you hear the birds and you just start watching how the leaves move, they have sound. The trees make noise. I never really understood that. Yeah. But the trees make noise, which is so cool. And then yet when you stand in front of, I live on the beach here, and I'm so blessed to be able to walk on the beach every day. And to this day, like, I walk out to the open Pacific Ocean and I look out and I am just in awe, and it is so mesmerizing and beautiful. And it does make you feel small, Susan. It makes you feel small and yet precious, because it's like, wow. So this big, huge ocean was created by the same person that thought I was important enough to be here. that's kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So there's some real perspective there, but no, Susan, I think that's awesome. And I wish you could be with us. Maybe you can't one time soon. We would just love that, and would love to see you again. It's been too long, and just love being around women like you that are positive and encouraging and supportive, and just you put it all out there, and that's just really cool. And I super appreciate you taking some time to talk with us today. And I want to encourage every one of you to, you know, really listen to the things that Susan said, because there's a lot of wisdom there. And, you know, some of you may be feeling some of these things, and you might feel a little like, oh, okay, am I crazy for feeling this? Is this normal? Well, you just heard Susan say it, and I'm telling you, Susan's normal. So you are not crazy. And you know, if you don't or can't make the retreat, which by the way, the retreat is in Costa Rica, as I said, it's the 21st to the 26th of October. If there are still some spots available, if you'd like to, there'll be some information below here that you can check out and reach out and contact us. You can also go to magicalearthwomen.com/tropical and check out the registration page there and all the wonderful details of where we'll be staying and wonderful beaches that we're going to be going to. But if you can't make that trip, then maybe seek out a retreat in your local area, or maybe you know, like-minded group of women, like some of the things that Susan's been talking about here. And that way, you know, you can reach out there and have that connection, the support, encouragement, and charge your battery as well. Because remember, if you don't take care of you, you cannot take care of others, because your tank will become empty and you will run out of energy. We promise. We've all probably tried it. So anyway, right. Well, thank you, Susan, so much for spending some time with us, like I said. And I will let you get on with your busy day, and we will talk to you soon.
Yeah, we'll talk soon. Thanks, Anissa. It was good talking to you.
Okay, take care.